Welcome back to the channel, everybody. This is Kodeations. We're back at some Cookie Run Kingdom, and today we're going to be diving into the best toppings guide, everything you need to know about toppings, whether it's finding the best toppings, what substats to focus on, what toppings are best for what cookie, and last but not least, where exactly are the best stages to farm those toppings. So without further ado, let's dive right in. Diving right in, ladies and gentlemen, so the first part of the video, I want to show you guys the 3 individual sets that are worth investing in, all right? Now, all of the other sets, yes, and I mean all of them are not going to be worth investing in besides these 3, okay? And that does include any epic sets or epic versions of the other sets. 100% break them down right now as you're watching this video, because those sets are going to be way more valuable broken down into topping pieces that you are going to inevitably need when leveling up these 3 most important sets. All right, so to start off the 3 most important sets, we've got the first one is going to be Solid Almond. All right, now the Solid Almond set is going to be specifically focusing on damage resistance. Now these are going to be specifically used for the frontline cookies. Okay, so things like Dark Choco, if you don't already know, is going to be the best utilizing damage resistance. Same thing goes for Milk Cookie, same thing goes for Yam. Pretty much anybody you're going to be putting on the front line that's going to be taking a brunt of the damage from the enemies needs to be running a Solid Almond set. All right, now moving on to the next set, and that's going to be Swift Chocolate set. Swift Chocolate set is going to be focused all around cooldown reduction, and that's going to be specifically utilized for cookies that you are trying to utilize their skills as frequently and as quickly as possible. So things like licorice, things like pomegranate, things like even espresso in certain situations. I mean, it really just depends on what you're actually going for with that specific build on that cookie, but nevertheless, you're going to be wanting to utilize Swift Chocolates for the most part when you are trying to utilize somebody like licorice. All right, so just keep that in mind. And moving on to the last but not least set, and probably arguably the most important topping set in the game that you're going to utilize for most of the cookies, and that's going to be the Searing Raspberry set. Okay, now Searing Raspberry is going to be basically directly increasing the amount of attack percent that is going to be utilized on that specific cookie. And now again, these 3 toppings are going to be the most important. All right, so the rest of the toppings, go ahead, break them down. You're going to need those topping pieces, especially when you start grinding out these 3 individual toppings for all of your cookies. And last but not least, when you start focusing on those substats, and if you happen to get bad rolls, you're going to be doing a lot of upgrading of individual toppings. So with that being said, let's go ahead and dive into the first reference material that we have for you guys today. Alrighty, so moving right along to the first reference material we have for you guys today, provided by none other than the Loser Squad, is going to be the best topping guide. Again, a link will be provided down below in the description for you guys to go click on and check it out. Not only will it have this specific chart, it has a megaton of additional information that anybody and everybody playing Cookie Run Kingdom can benefit from learning and knowing. So with that being said, let's check out their best toppings guide. So you can see on the left hand side, they've got the best toppings broken down into each individual cookie. You can see the cookie on the left hand side, and then you can also see the corresponding topping that is best suited for them on the right hand side of the individual cookie. Last but not least, on the right hand side here, they do have some situational alternatives. Again, they've got some additional information in here. We're not going to be covering everything in today's video. For this chart specifically, I just wanted to break down and show you some confusing aspects on the chart, and then hopefully shine some light onto why they are set up the way that they are. All right, so the first one up we've got for you guys today, and that's going to be the fact that, as I mentioned already, it's only going to feature the 3 most important epic sets, and that's going to be the Solid Almonds, those Swift Chocolates, and last but not least, and most important, those Searing Raspberries. All right, the next one up you can see here is going to be something weird, and that's going to be Herb. Even though he is a healer, we are running a Searing Raspberry, full Searing Raspberry set. Now you might be a little bit confused because he doesn't really attack in the game, so why would we be running a Searing Raspberry? Well, if you don't already know, and maybe you are watching this video and you are new to the game, and you don't already know, but healing in this game specifically scales off of attack percent. So therefore, giving Herb somebody who does healing over time, the Searing Raspberries is going to boost up the amount of healing that you will receive from his healing ability. So therefore, that's going to be the reason why running a Searing Raspberry set is going to be the best option for Herb. All right, so just keep that in mind. Another really conflicting or odd thing is going to be the next healer in the game, and arguably the best healer, and that's going to be Pure Vanilla. Now you can see Pure Vanilla, even though is a healer, we are not giving him Searing Raspberries. Now that kind of contradicts from the first part when I said that scales off of healing, and you're 100% right. However, with somebody like Pure Vanilla, he has an additional ability on his skill, which is going to be basically a damage mitigation shield buff that he provides to all of your team members. Now, with that being said, his healing also is not a healing over time ability. Somebody like Herbs, instead, it's going to be a instant heal, and therefore utilizing a cooldown topping set is going to be way more beneficial because it's going to allow you to pop off his instant heal and to utilize his shield more often versus running something like Searing Raspberries, which would only, increase the amount of healing that you get from that instant heals, have no effect on the shield buff, and last but not least, you're still waiting the full cooldown amount in order to pop off his skill. So that's going to be the reason why that he is specifically going to be utilizing those cooldown toppings. And last but not least, another weird and odd one is going to be utilizing the brand new Strawberry Crepe. As you can see right above Pure Vanilla, Strawberry Crepe is also going to be given that cooldown reduction topping and not the solid almonds, because if you don't already know, Strawberry Crepe is technically a defense cookie and a frontline cookie, and we said earlier in the video that that's going to be where your solid almond toppings come into play, normally going to be on your frontline cookies. Well, Strawberry Crepe is an exception because of their specific ability, which then will provide a shield, basically again to mitigate damage for 2 cookies on your team that have the lowest max HP. And with that being the case, you definitely want to be making sure that you are keeping Strawberry Crepe's skill up as much as possible and as quickly as possible, and you're only going to be able to achieve that by running cooldown toppings on Strawberry Crepe. All right, so just keep that in mind. Again, a link will be provided down below to this chart specifically and a bunch of additional information in the description, so definitely go check it out if you haven't done so already. Now the next thing that I want to mention is going to be the substats to focus on when you are looking to build these 3 individual topping sets, and that's going to be getting high rolls or percentages in damage resistance, cooldown reduction, and then also attack. All right, now it is something to keep in mind that if you do happen to roll 2 out of the 3 available substats or most important substats, you can still utilize those toppings and not feel bad about it, because getting all 3 of those substats on a specific topping is super rare. Alrighty, and then last but not least thing that I want to mention about this specific page before we hop over to the last but not least section of the video, and that's going to be actually diving back into the game really quick. That's going to be talking about these specific sets and why it's very important to run a full set of 5 for the specific set that you are running. Again, we're only referencing those 3 individual most important sets, but you can see here currently on screen we've got an example of a raspberry set, and you can see once you equip 3 individual raspberries, you will actually get the first set bonus, which is going to be an additional 3% attack. All right, but however, you want to make sure that you are equipping all 5 of the same set to take advantage of that 5 set bonus, because it's going to give you that additional 2% for a total of 5% of additional attack on top of whatever your stats currently are. All right, so just keep that in mind. It's going to be very crucial for all 3 of those sets that you do run a full 5 toppings of that set. And yes, that even includes if you do not have a full set of the 5 epics, it's going to be better to run 3 epics of the one set and then add on to that set, but then utilizing the rare versions of that same set. All right, so to give you guys an example here, if I scroll down, I can show you with the Searing Raspberries M's are going to be what the epic set is, and then if you don't have that one, you can obviously run over here and use the Searing Raspberry S's to complete out that 5, because still getting that 5 set bonus is going to be way more valuable even utilizing rare toppings than it's going to be to utilize just those 3 epics, get the 3 epic set, and then utilizing a different set, because you're missing out on that additional percentage from using all 5. So just keep that in mind. You 100% want to be making sure that you are doing that. Alright, and then last but not least thing that I want to show you guys is going to be 829. Now 829 currently in the game 100% is going to be the best place to farm out your toppings, because it gives you the ability to only get the 2 epic versions that you absolutely need, because it's going to give you 2 out of the 3 most important sets, and that's going to be Searing Raspberry and then also the solid almond toppings. All right, so just keep that in mind. I just wanted to mention this before we hop out of here for today's video, because this is going to be a really good spot to farm it out. Again, if you can't make it to 829 yet, do not worry. Maybe you are early game. Definitely focus on farming out chapter 6 for whatever toppings that you are looking to get out of those 3 individual sets. That's going to be pretty much it for the video, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know down below in the comments if you have any additional questions, as again, we do have a Discord link provided down below. I would love to have you guys over there. We've got over 800 people in there, and a lot of them are all around Cookie Run Kingdom and willing to help anybody and everybody. So again, thank you guys very much. As always, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notification every time we drop a video, and I will see you guys on the next one.